The Fifth Element wasn't just a sci-fi movie, it was a neon fever dream that exploded into theaters in 1997, rewriting the rules of what blockbuster imagination could look like. Luc Besson didn't direct a film, he detonated a visual manifesto, flying taxis, alien opera singers, Bruce Willis saving the universe in a tank top. But beneath the chaos and Gaultier couture, Besson hid something, symbols carved into props, a language built from scratch. These are 20 hidden details you completely missed in The Fifth Element. Number 1. Director Luc Besson didn't want the opening to look like a movie. He wanted it to feel like a living painting, something pulled from collective memory, not a soundstage. So the crew spent over 3 weeks perfecting the lighting alone. The sunbeams cutting through the temple walls weren't digital effects or post-production trickery. They were real light, sculpted by massive mirrors and industrial-strength spotlights positioned across the set like instruments in an orchestra. Besson would sit for hours, adjusting angles by millimeters, waiting for the exact moment when shadow and light formed something ancient. And when the final beam hit the alien face in the stone, it wasn't just a shot, it was a benediction, because Besson understood something Hollywood often forgets. The beginning of a myth doesn't start with dialogue, it starts with light. Number 2. Corbin Dallas lives in the most efficient 226 square feet in sci-fi history. Look closely at his apartment and you'll realize it's not just cramped, it's choreographed. Every piece of furniture folds, flips, or retracts. The shower and the bed swap places using one mechanical lift. The refrigerator drops from the ceiling. The kitchen collapses into the wall. Besson designed the space as a visual thesis on overpopulation, urban collapse, and the way cities force people to live vertically when there's no room left to spread. And actor Bruce Willis sold it. He moved through that cramped box like a man who'd lived there for years, who knew every hinge and hatch by muscle memory. Because Corbin's apartment isn't just a set, it's a cage disguised as home. Number 3. Her full name sounds alien. Leeloo Menai Lekarariba Laminai Chai Egbat de Sabat. A mouthful of syllables that feel ancient, cosmic, untranslatable. Besson pulled it from the French word Leeloo, meaning she who brings light. That's not just poetic, it's literal. She doesn't just fight the darkness, she becomes the light that saves the earth. Mila Jovovich didn't just say the name, she embodied it. Her performance carried the weight of something older than language, older than humanity. The full name translates to a sacred title in the divine language, roughly meaning precious stone of perfect purity. Besson wrote each syllable to mirror the phonetic structure of ancient Sumerian prayers. And when Leeloo finally activates the Fifth Element, she doesn't conquer evil with force, she illuminates it. Because her name was never just a title, it was a prophecy written in syllables most people couldn't decode. Number 4. The Diva dance is one of the most famous sequences in sci-fi cinema. It's haunting, beautiful, and completely impossible. Composer Eric Serra didn't just write a difficult aria, he wrote one that breaks the laws of human vocal anatomy. The transitions hit notes no human throat can reach, leaping octaves in microseconds, sustaining pitches that defy biology. But the last 20 seconds, pure science fiction. Serra digitally stitched the final notes together, layering impossibilities on top of each other until the sound became something otherworldly. The diva wasn't human. Her song wasn't meant to be sung by mortals. It was a transmission from another plane of existence. Beautiful, untouchable, and entirely beyond us. Because sometimes, the most powerful art isn't the kind we can replicate. Number 5. Each of the 4 elemental stones displays its symbol only when activated. Water beads condense on the surface. Flames flicker across the edges. Winds swirl invisible currents. Earth cracks open in jagged patterns. Besson insisted the stones feel tangible, something you could hold and fear and worship all at once. So when Ruby Rhod screams, "What do we do now?" the stones are literally spelling it out. The elements aren't just MacGuffins, they're a visual language, a code carved into the props themselves. And if you watch closely, you'll notice the symbols appear in sequence. Earth first, then water, fire, air, following the ancient order of creation myths across cultures. Because Besson didn't just borrow from mythology, he encoded it into every frame. Number 6. In the fast food drive-thru scene, McDonald's workers wear armor-like outfits. It's a throwaway gag. Corporate branding meets dystopian cosplay, but Besson reportedly believed fast food chains would become militarized in the future, that convenience would require security, that even a burger order would demand protection. Decades later, food delivery workers wear reflective vests, ride armored scooters, and navigate traffic like urban soldiers. Production designers later revealed they modeled the armor on riot gear used by French police in the 1990s. A subtle commentary on how corporate culture absorbs state authority. The McDonald's logo appears 3 more times throughout the film, always in moments of chaos, suggesting that even in disaster, commerce endures. Because satire doesn't predict the future, it just notices the present a little earlier than everyone else. Number 7. Besson and actress Mila Jovovich didn't just invent a few alien phrases for the script, they built an entire language. The divine language contains around 400 words and follows real linguistic structure, grammar, syntax, verb conjugations. By the time filming wrapped, they were holding full conversations in it. No translator, no subtitles, just two people speaking a language that didn't exist 6 months earlier. The language included verb tenses for past, present, and 3 different types of future, reflecting an alien culture that perceived time differently than humans. Besson even created a written alphabet for the language, though it only appears briefly in background shots that most viewers never notice. And when Leeloo speaks on screen, she's not reciting lines. She's thinking in a language only 2 people on Earth could understand. Number 8. Zorg's famous ZF-1 gun appears in the background of the police armory long before he reveals it. It's fully visible on a lower shelf, tucked between standard issue rifles and crowd control gear. That Zorg's empire isn't just selling to criminals, it's supplying law enforcement, blurring the line between authority and chaos. Besson planted the gun there deliberately, a visual Easter egg for anyone paying attention. And when Zorg finally demonstrates the weapon's absurd arsenal, rockets, flamethrower, poison darts, the little red button, it's not just a sales pitch. Sharp-eyed fans also spotted the ZF-1 logo stamped on the side of the police shuttle that crashes in the opening chase, confirming Zorg's technology was already embedded in law enforcement infrastructure long before his formal introduction. Because the police didn't need Zorg to arm them, they already had his guns. Number 9. Corbin's taxi ID reads 1885634. It looks random, bureaucratic, meaningless, but Besson confirmed the numbers break down to a pattern. 1 plus 8, a 9. 8 plus a 5, a 13. 6 plus 3 plus 4, 13. 9 and 13 were his lucky chaos numbers while writing the script. He hid them everywhere. Background signs, license plates, apartment numbers. The numbers sit in plain sight, frame after frame, and audiences just keep watching. Besson's obsession with these numbers started during pre-production when he noticed the film's original budget breakdown kept landing on multiples of 9 and 13, which he took as a cosmic sign to proceed. He later embedded the same numerical pattern into Leeloo's regeneration sequence. Her cellular reconstruction completes in exactly 9 minutes and 13 seconds of screen time. Number 10. Zoom in on Ruby Rhod's iconic gold microphone and you'll see it, a faint zebra stripe etched along the handle. Designer Jean-Paul Gaultier added it as a reference to Ruby's untamed energy, a wild creature caged in haute couture. The pattern is so subtle most viewers never catch it, even after multiple viewings. Gaultier revealed in later interviews that he designed 7 different versions of the microphone, each with increasingly wild animal patterns, before settling on the zebra stripes as the most elegantly feral. The prop department built the microphone to actually function as a working broadcast device, and actor Chris Tucker used it during several takes to ad-lib lines that made the crew break character. Number 11. Actor Gary Oldman later admitted he agreed to play Zorg as a favor to Luc Besson, and accepted before reading the script. He trusted Besson's vision, trusted the madness, and dove in without knowing where the story was headed. Because of that, he didn't even know how the ending played out until he saw the film at the premiere. He sat in the theater watching his character die alone, watching the hero save the world without ever meeting him, and realized the entire plot had bypassed Zorg completely. Zorg's death is meaningless in the grand scheme. A villain removed from the board before the final act, a threat neutralized off screen. But Oldman made it unforgettable anyway, because sometimes the best performances come from actors who don't know the ending. They just play the moment, and the moment carries them. Number 12. Look closely at the Diva Plavalagana's blue dress, and you'll see the ribbed patterns along her sides form the shape of a lyre, the ancient symbol of harmony. It's a visual clue that she represents balance, the bridge between the elemental stones and Leeloo. Jean-Paul Gaultier didn't design costumes, he designed mythology. Every thread carried meaning, and when the diva sings, she's not just performing, she's embodying the harmony the film's entire mythology depends on. The costume took over 6 weeks to construct, with each individual rib hand sewn and reinforced with flexible wire to maintain the lyre shape even as actress Maiwen moved during the performance. Gaultier insisted the blue fabric be dyed using a custom mixture that would photograph differently under stage lights versus natural light, creating a visual shift that emphasized the diva's otherworldly nature depending on the scene's lighting. Number 13. Her deep blue blood isn't just alien biology, it's designed to resemble lapis lazuli, the ancient stone used in sacred rituals across cultures. Besson chose it to imply she was divine, a holy creature carrying something precious inside her. And when she dies, her blood doesn't just spill. It pools like paint, like memory, like something too sacred to wash away. The special effects team mixed the blood using a combination of blue food coloring, glycerin, and ground mica to create the shimmering, mineral-like quality that catches light like crushed gemstone. Historical consultants confirmed that lapis lazuli was used in ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Renaissance Europe as a symbol of divine wisdom and cosmic truth, making the Diva's blood a visual echo of humanity's oldest spiritual traditions. Number 14. Father Vito Cornelius wears a pendant shaped like the shrine from the opening scene. Its four sides align perfectly with the four elemental stones, a tiny geometric foreshadowing hidden around his neck. Most viewers never notice, but it's there. A constant reminder that Cornelius isn't just a priest. He's a keeper of ancient knowledge, a guardian carrying the blueprint of salvation in plain sight. The pendant was custom designed by Besson himself, who sketched it during pre-production and insisted it appear in every scene featuring Cornelius, even when the camera angle made it barely visible. Prop master Dan Weil revealed the pendant contains 5 small gemstones embedded in its structure, 4 colored stones representing the elements, and 1 clear crystal in the center representing the 5th element. Though the stones are so small, they're invisible without freeze frame analysis. Number 15. The strange ball Zorg fiddles with throughout the film isn't just a prop, it's a stylized model of Earth's continents, compressed into a toy he can squeeze and toss and drop without care. He literally holds the fate of the world in his hands and treats it like garbage. And when he drops it, when it bounces across the floor and rolls away, it's not clumsiness. Zorg doesn't fear consequences, he doesn't believe in them. The prop was designed with intentional weight distribution that caused it to always roll in unpredictable directions, a detail Gary Oldman used to enhance Zorg's careless relationship with power. Close examination of the ball reveals the continents are slightly distorted, compressed, and cracked, suggesting environmental collapse or planetary damage, a visual warning of what Zorg's philosophy would lead to if left unchecked. Number 16. When the soldiers freeze in the hallway, it looks like a simple comedic beat. Corbin walks past, they don't move, the tension breaks, but Besson staged it as an Easter egg. From overhead, their bodies form a geometric pattern that spells out ELM, shorthand for elements, the foundation of the film's mythology. Besson arranged their poses and spacing to mimic ancient elemental symbols. The soldier on the left mirrors the earth rune shape, the right soldier forms a fire-like triangular stance, and the center group aligns into a straight vertical line, the air sigil, because Besson never wasted a frame. Even the jokes had architecture. The choreography required 11 takes to perfect, with each soldier marked on the floor with tape to ensure the overhead pattern aligned precisely with the elemental rune shapes Besson had sketched during storyboarding. Number 17. If you listen closely during the communication scene, the dark planet's deep rumble contains a slow, rhythmic thump. It's not just a frequency, it's a heartbeat. The sound design team embedded it deliberately, a reminder that the ultimate evil isn't just a force, it's alive. And when the signal stops, the heartbeat doesn't. It just fades into silence, as if the darkness is sleeping, not dead, just patient. Sound designer Mark Mangini recorded the heartbeat using a combination of whale songs played in reverse and subsonic bass frequencies below 20 Hz. Vibrations felt more than heard, designed to trigger primal unease in audiences without their conscious awareness. The heartbeat plays at exactly 40 beats per minute, half the rate of a resting human heart, creating a subconscious sense that the entity exists in a different temporal rhythm than organic life. Number 18. Jean-Paul Gaultier hid himself and several designers in the opera crowd. Their wild outfits blend seamlessly with the film's futurist aesthetic, not because they're acting, but because they're wearing their own work. Gaultier didn't just design costumes for actors, he dressed the world. Gaultier appears in the left balcony wearing his signature sailor striped shirt reimagined in metallic silver, a costume he designed specifically for his cameo, but never wore publicly again. The opera scene required over 200 extras, each wearing custom Gaultier designs that cost an average of $8,000 per outfit, making it one of the most expensive crowd scenes in 1990s cinema purely from a wardrobe perspective. Besson gave Gaultier complete creative control over the opera audience, allowing him to turn the scene into a live fashion show where every background character became a walking art installation. Number 19. Studio executives argued the ending should be more action, less romance. They wanted explosions, a final battle, something loud and decisive. Besson refused. He insisted the entire film was literally about love, the 5th element, the force that completes the others. He filmed the kiss anyway and locked it into the final edit before the studio could object. And that kiss, quiet and defiant, was the only ending that mattered. The studio threatened to recut the ending themselves, prompting Besson to deliver the final film to Cannes Film Festival before the studio could intervene, locking the kiss into the version that premiered internationally. Test audiences initially scored the romantic ending lower than alternate action-heavy versions, but Besson argued that the lower score reflected viewers' unfamiliarity with a sci-fi film that prioritized emotional resolution over spectacle, a gamble that ultimately redefined audience expectations for the genre. Number 20. When Leeloo activates the fifth element, the energy beam forms a spiral pattern that matches the golden ratio, the mathematical signature of organic life. The pattern found in galaxies, seashells, and DNA. It's not just a light show, it's a symbol of cosmic harmony restoring balance. Besson worked with visual effects teams to ensure the spiral matched the ratio exactly, down to the pixel. The visual effects team used fractal mathematics to generate the spiral, ensuring each rotation expanded at precisely 1.618 times the previous loop, the exact proportion of the golden ratio found throughout nature. Besson consulted with astrophysicists during post-production to confirm the spiral's rotation direction matched the clockwise spin of spiral galaxies in the observable universe, grounding the fantastical moment in cosmic reality. The fifth element wasn't just a sci-fi movie, it was an explosion of creativity wrapped in color, chaos, and cosmic destiny. From hidden symbols carved into set design to mathematical Easter eggs spiraling through the final beam, every frame hides something wild, a language spoken by two people, a heartbeat buried in darkness, a kiss that saved the ending from studio interference. These weren't accidents, they were choices. Besson's universe was built, coded, and hidden in plain sight for anyone willing to look close enough. So which of these details blew your mind, and which classic deserves the spotlight next?